What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the post-mortem where we break down the game. Manchester United have just lost 3-1 to Arsenal, but does that scoreline tell the full story? It doesn't, in my opinion, but let's see what the lads think. Dan, I'm going to go to you first. Obviously, it's not great speaking after a game like that when you lose in such fashion, but like I said, does that tell the whole story for you? Did you see any positives out of that game? Talk to me.
Yeah, the only positive is Hoyland. The couple of moves he has shown, I think, just shows like what he can provide us. But the concerning part was the defense for me. The backup for the centre backs with Varane already out and Martinez. If he gets yellow, definitely we are going to take him out in between the games. And now we have left with no one at the backup. And
Does
Maguire
anyone
and
know
Evans.
what Lissandro's injury is, by the way? Sorry to interrupt you
No,
there, Dan, but has
it's
anyone heard
nothing.
anything?
I'm looking
No.
online now. I can't see anything.
Nothing. Okay. Sorry, Dan, go on.
Yeah, so with Varane and Lissandro out, and with Lindelof, he was playing dangerous. He was living on dangerous with the yellow card, which I thought would have been, could have, was very close to a red. Now then we have to depend on Maguire and Evans, and to be honest, I'm not happy with whatever the cameo Evans has given today, because both Maguire and Evans look like they are more alike, playing like. But they both are playing like similar in similar ways. They didn't have the pace and that tenacity was missing, and because of that I think we considered the goal as well. So it looked disaster when they were countering, but overall I think we were good at some point in the transitions. The passing was good. Players like Ericsson, Dallo, and even Anthony had gave us the good glimpses, and Rashford looked deadly, and Casemiro was okay. So I think 4 to 5 players were spot on with their performances. But then again, till the end, we were winning. I think when Garnacho scored that goal, I
Oh,
was like, I was just I did a sue and then saw it was offside, and like,
like that
it's
though.
like,
Like
yeah,
ancient
yeah.
way, man, from Finger.
But at first look, it looked like it was not an off, because his body was looking, his head
Yeah.
was, the defender head was more ahead of Garnacho, but not sure what happened there.
Yeah, we'll dive into the goals and stuff, and certain individual incidents. Sam, how would you personally summarise that game? What positives did you take out of it, and what negatives did you take out of it?
I think knife wrenchingly gutted is probably the word I would use for that. Just to have that moment of like absolute ecstasy when Garnacho's in and scores, and he's offside by what, a hand, an arm,
Yeah.
if that, like, I don't know, like. So I thought when Rasmus came on, looked bright, bullied defenders, gave us a focal point. I thought that was excellent. Anthony defensively looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Fought well, did a lot of good things. I thought Dallo did extremely well against Saka for the most part.
Yeah.
I thought he shut him down and completely shut him
On
down.
the other side as well. Okay.
Onana, I thought played really, really well. One of our best players, but an important save like with his leg. I thought was really good to that point, and I think it was just those last 5-10 minutes, and that's what killed the game off for us. Because I thought first half we were a bit slow, a bit ponderous, didn't really do too much. The goal came completely against play, didn't deserve the goal at all. And then Arsenal immediately answered back, and it sort of was cagey for the first half. Second half, we looked like we were building throughout the half. We started pushing up and getting more forward, getting more confident, creating chances. There's a couple of moments where you're like, okay, something's happening here. And then the Garnacho goal came, and you think, oh, we've snatched it at the last minute. And then it was taken away from us, an offside decision. And after that, our heads seemed to go down a little bit. And it probably didn't help that Maguire and Johnny Evans were on the pitch. That doesn't help matters, because no offense, I love Johnny Evans, but a 35-year-old guy who got relegated with Leicester, and Harry Maguire, who's been we've tried to force out of this club throughout the entire summer, and he refused to go. It's not the greatest centre back pairing in the world, and yeah, we just got lazy and we let people go, and we ended up costing us the game, sadly. So
Yeah, one thing I've learned is football is a fucking cruel game, man. It's a
Yeah.
cruel game. In minutes, things can change. The whole spectrum of the game completely changed. I actually, if you would have just ended that game, and I understand this doesn't happen. If you would have ended that game in the 88th minute, the game plan worked. It did. It worked. we was much more solid in the first in comparison to the Wolves game and the Tottenham game. Like, that's against a team at the Emirates, Arsenal, who attacking wise are as creative as you're gonna get. And Dalot was unbelievable. Wan-Bissaka was unbelievable against Martinelli. We shut him down everywhere. And we utilised our weapons well. Like Rashford, as we know, doesn't really do much in the game, but when he gets an opportunity, he took it. And we went 1-0 up. And that's what you do sometimes, smash and grab. Especially when our away form is, when we haven't beat any of the top 9 in God knows how long, that looked promising in certain bits. But ultimately, it's a results game, and we lost. But the makeup of that game, Dan, there was incidents involved in that, certain decisions that were made. I don't know if you agree or disagree with any of them. You got Saka. I don't know if you remember the tackle that he made.
Yeah.
So some people saying that should have been a red card. Some people saying it's a yellow. What was your analysis on that? And then we'll dive into the comments shortly as well, because I appreciate loads of you have your opinions in the chat.
Yeah, I think the Saka one was it at the end. If you see the clips again and again, it seemed like that there was an intention at the second half of the tackle. His boot was going high on the United player, but in my personal view, I just cancelled it out with what Lindelof did. With his yeah, so that's where I just cancelled it out. But yeah, so I think that was a red one, but I don't think at this game or at high tension game, referees will definitely going to overlook all these kind of decisions to make this game run with 11 players in each team. But yeah, to be honest, I was like, I expected that Lindelof one was to be a red, so that's where I just cancelled it out. So, but yeah, these days these red cards are so. You cannot even. You cannot judge it by how it looks. It's like just random. Like some are given red, some are not given red. So
Yeah, there's no consistency with VAR, is
yeah,
there?
yeah. The word consistency, I was just fighting for that word. Yeah.
There were some decisions that were just like kind of all over the shop. Sam, Eric Ten Hag speaking to the pundits just at the minute. You keep an eye out for the quotes if you can, please.
Yeah.
Just see what it says. But yeah, the other incidents we had Havertz, Sam, the dive in the box. What was your reaction to that penalty shout at the time? Did you think it was?
When he went down, I was like, "That's a penalty." That I thought. It was contact and they went down. Then once they went through a couple of replays, I sort of re-looked at it and it's like there's not enough there because he starts going down and then he puts his leg up looking for the contact with Rashford's leg hit and he looks for that contact. As soon as he feels it, he drops. So for me, not a penalty on reflection from like when I looked at it, and that's what VAR is for. So I thought VAR got that correct. For me, I'm sure there's Arsenal fans who are saying otherwise, and I'm sure they're saying United get all the decisions, but I've looked at that offside. Just tell me we get all the decisions, so there you go.
The Saka one, was that a red card for you? Or no?
If it was a United player, it definitely would have been. Like, if that's Casemiro, that's a red card, right? Because that's exactly what he did. Remember that time he went over the ball and his studs were up and he got sent off? If that's Casemiro doing that, if that's Sandro doing that, if that's Bruno doing that, that's a red card all day long. But because it's Saka and he's a nice lad and he's amenable, it's not a red card. So I do think certain players get tarred with certain brushes and certain players get away with other things. So I think that's the case there. I think Saka's got away with it there. And I think if a lot of Arsenal fans are self-admitting him, if Arsenal fans put themselves in that position, if Casemiro was tackling Saka with that tackle, they're asking for a red card.
Oh, they're asking for it, yeah. 100%.
So I'm trying to be... I feel quite reactionary and I feel quite angry and upset, but I am trying to be as balanced as possible in all terms of fairness. But yeah, for me, I would say it's a red.
The only thing in that challenge, which seems to me, is like at the end of that challenge, it seemed like that was intentional by Saka.
Yeah, like he kind of lashed out a little bit. I mean, it's 50-50 for me, 100%. The offside, I said it to Shreyas at the time when I saw it. I was like, that's going to be offside, that. I could just see it a mile. That's going to be offside. When he scored, I didn't. I was fucking smacking shit out of the wall, and I was like, yes, come on. But then when I saw the replay, I was like, yeah, that's going to get called for offside. And that one moment in a game can have such a long-term effect on a season, because I think if that's allowed, obviously it was offside, but if he's not offside, then that goes in to win that game.
I disagree.
You thought we would have conceded after that goal?
No, I thought he was onside.
You thought he was onside?
Yeah, he's not offside.
How?
Look I've got the picture on screen. Look at it. Look.
Let me have a look.
Well, show me where he's offside. Show me.
Right, pictures can be manipulated as well, don't forget.
No, but it stopped. That's where they draw the lines, right? When it's the ball is played. Where's the offside?
He's in front.
Show me.
He's leaning forward. Oh, I can't show you. How am I supposed to show you like that?
No, but like, look.
That's offside for me.
Nah, not a chance. Is that offside? Like, that is a ridiculous decision. Like, if his arm's leaning out and his hand's over, fine. But his arm's at his side and he's leaning the same way the Arsenal. Yeah, but look where the Arsenal defender is. Look where his shoulder is. Look where his hand is. It's in line. It's like exactly on the line. It's ridiculous.
What do you think? Was that offside? Yes or no? Dan, offside? Yes or no?
No.
No. Let us know in the chat as well, please, what you think of that decision. Look, the thing is with VAR, regardless what we think, if we disagree on the offside, if we disagree on whatever it is, the inconsistencies are there for me. That's not why we lost the game. I don't personally believe that's why we lost the game. I think that last 10 minutes, Arsenal at the Emirates, it can become an absolute cauldron, especially after the decision goes against you like that. And we lost our heads. We tried pushing for it with Johnny Evans and Maguire, like pushing right up the pitch, and it was just like... I think he brought Lindelof off because of the yellow card, didn't he? He was probably worried that he might get red. And then if Lindelof gets a fucking red and you've got to play Johnny Evans and Maguire, like, I know we've got an international break now, but it's still... I want to know what's up with Lisandro Martinez. I want to know if he's not... Because
he went down without anyone touching him. He literally just, like, sat down on the pitch, didn't he? And took his shoe off.
And that's what he did last time, and he was out for fucking 6 months.
There's a couple of Ten Hag quotes. There's not many, but... Ten Hag said it's not offside, wrong angle, penalty on Højlund as well, foul on Evans as well. He also said we have to improve. It was such small margins today. I'm just checking if there's any more. With that. Let me just see if there's any more. He says we have to improve. The performance was right. Everything went against us. Højlund had a very good impact on the game. Peter Schmeichel, I've got no words. I'm shocked. It's a terrible way to lose the game. United defended so badly for the corner at the end. I agree. Declan Rice had so much time and the goalkeeper should have saved it. I mean, it took a deflection, didn't it? He hit it.
Like, come on, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Like,
But just before he's taking the shot, I think Evans was challenged. I mean, he was blocked.
Yeah, like kind of blocked, and then it bounced off Evans' foot. It was a deflection, wasn't it? And then he had to kind of... I think that's harsh saying he should have saved that, to be honest.
I don't. It was badly defended. Like, nobody's picking him up in the box. Yeah. Somebody should have, like, done something and picked him up in the box, but, yeah.
I'm going to read out a couple of comments. Adam saying, was actually a good performance and can build on it. Anthony Martial doesn't offer anything. I mean, he was, I don't know what, he was just getting about.
Was he even on the pitch? Was he on the pitch at all?
Honestly. Especially when you see Højlund come on and do what he did. You're like, that's, like, Martial just doesn't do that. UTFR says Ramos is available on a free. Adam saying the manager wasn't back with another defender and look what happens. We should have had Kim and Jay, and I agree, Adam. CR38, I thought Højlund was good. Andy Williams said, who signed Evans is all I'm saying. Brandon saying we played the worst centre-backs in the whole of football. Jin James saying Arsenal got the winning goals in the time VAR bloody added on to rule our goal out. A lot of people unhappy, which I understand. Ashley Dallow, Onana's a top goalkeeper. Great pinpoint pass from him. Very good with his hands. We saw that on the 3 goals. He's defo better than De Gea. I mean, that's not a dispute for me personally. No. I thought he played really well. I think we was all kind of in agreement with that.
Agree.
Andy's saying, I'm sorry taking Victor off baffles me. He's on international. He gets injured. Yeah, but even if he gets a red card, that red card will carry over to the next game. So when come back,
3 games, isn't it?
Break. Yeah, and Ten Hag was probably watching Evans and Maguire perform, and he was like, "Oh fuck that! I'm not doing that when we get back from international break. Not a chance, mate." Victor, get off now! Get off.
So you got Shaw. You got Shaw out. Varane is out for 4-6 weeks. Lissandro went down. Lissandro went down. So Erik Ten Hag is like, I need to protect these next couple of games. Yes. Brighton, Bayern Munich. Like, you need to have. Those like, you can't have Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire in those games. You can't. Jesus like, it's just stupid. So he had to bring him off. Like, he had to.
Yeah. You saw when Evans, the moment he came on, he was pulling one player back like he was.
Yeah. It's like in essence, the signing of Johnny Evans is just like. Does anyone understand it? I don't like maybe a bit of depth in case. We have had it centre-back's injured, but
I think Ten Hag wanted to get rid of Maguire. Clearly, like he would get rid of Maguire, which meant he could have brought in a Todibo, a Disasi, or whoever you want to say.
Yeah.
And because Maguire didn't want to leave or he didn't want to take the pay cut, he couldn't do that. So he needed somebody else because he needed depth. and the only person available at the club was Johnny Evans. That's the only, because the Glazers weren't giving any money to back him. He couldn't raise any sales because Maguire refused to leave. So he was left out of options. That's why we were scrambling around getting Amrabat on deadline day, because we don't have the money. Like, if we had the money, we could have just got Amrabat at the beginning of the thing, couldn't we? Just paid the money. He was only, 30 million before they dropped it? We could have just gone in, paid it, got it done. But no, because there's no money at the club and for the Glazers. That's what we're resorting to. Johnny Evans and then Amrabat on the last day, which meant he couldn't play today. So it's bad planning.
You make a great point, because Eriksen, as much as I thought he was good, he was genuinely good. I thought like he was one of the better players, but then you saw what he doesn't offer in when they score, because when Odegaard scores that goal, he has no spatial awareness, defensive awareness. What even Lisandro's like, Christian
screamed at him, didn't he? He screamed at him,
screaming at him, and he just doesn't clock on. And Amrabat, if he's in that position, he knows that's one of the best things, is that marking, his defensive brain. He's in there, and he has the ability of Eriksen as well on the ball. So I think that will change things up. And I said before, even before the game, before we went live for the game, I said, once Rasmus starts getting minutes, playing with the team, getting used to him, once Amrabat comes in that midfield, if we're putting performances like that away from home, you can't knock it, because it weren't a bad performance. I've seen so many worse performances away. Like the one at Tottenham was bad in the second half, and that was no way near that performance. So it's just cruel to not come away.
There's an interesting quote from Ten Hag. Again, you can't believe everything managers say in interviews, because they lie all the time. But he's just put, Martial gave a very good performance.
No, that's a political answer. That
there's not a fucking chance does he think that. There's no fucking way he could think that. That's a ridiculous answer.
I thought you mentioned it at the start.
Yeah, maybe that's a bonus because he stayed on the pitch for that.
Didn't get injured. Yeah. Didn't get injured.
Yeah. If that's what you call a positive performance, I mean, I don't know. Well, I thought what you mentioned, Sam, at the start of showing you about Anthony Rashford as well, getting back. He was much more hard working off the ball, helping out. Martinelli, Saka had no joy. There was things there that I liked. I actually took positives out of that performance, and I'm like, I can see certain things, but when you lose, it's like,
if you look at it up until the offside goal from us, or the not offside goal, if you look at it up to that point, and that has how the game ended, like we got the goal chalked off, and then the game ended 1-1. I think you could look at it and go, positive performance. There was some good stuff. We could definitely work on a few things and tweak it, and then I think both teams would be like, 1-1 was probably a fair result of the thing. It was just after that goal, last 10 minutes, we just went to shit. And you can't do that in the Premier League. You do that in the Premier League, you get punished. And against Arsenal, who've got a fantastic front line in Saka, Jesus had come on at that point, Martinelli. When you've got an Odegaard, you've got that front line, and you switch off for any amount of thing, they're going to do that. And it's exactly what they did. Bruno has said, it is what it is. If it is an offside, we can't get on that. It was a good game. I'm disappointed by the result and the performance of the team. The passion was there. If we keep doing this consistently, we will get results. That's what Bruno said.
I do agree with that. But equally, Bruno Fernandes,
quiet man.
Another away performance where you're the captain, and he isn't standing out. He isn't, controlling the game. He didn't really do much for me today, and he's moaning a lot. I'm starting to call him now, and this is copyright, by the way. Brumone Fernandes. Yeah. That's his new name. Brumone Fernandes. That's his new name.
I feel as well, Eriksen offered so much more going forward than Bruno did today.
Yeah.
Like, he was responsible for the pass to Rashford for the first goal. I think he set up, was it Casemiro or him for the Garnacho run?
Casemiro set up Garnacho.
And then there was a couple of balls that he put in that were quite decent. So I thought Eriksen played way better than Bruno, but Eriksen wasn't exactly sparkling either at the same time.
I'm just watching this goal back now, and actually, Eriksen gets it into Bruno. Højlund flicks to Casemiro, then Casemiro plays. It's a nice move, actually.
Yeah.
Really
good
nice
play.
move.
Really good play.
Right, lads, should we just get the ratings done? Get them out there.
Yeah.
What would we give Andre Onana? Dan, I'll go to you first, and to Sam, and we'll go through it like that. Andre Onana, rating from A to F.
Oh, so we are going...
difficult one, innit? Because he's conceded 3 goals, but he was actually... I don't think he was bad. Right, strange one.
Maybe C minus.
C minus, okay. We'll go with that. Sam, are you happy with that? Or would you go with something different?
I'd probably go a C+, because he had that save, which I think was very good and important at the time. I thought he was very good from playing out at the back. Obviously, once Johnny Evans and Maguire came on, we had to change that because they're not capable of doing that.
Lump it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking lump it.
And then the Odegaard goal was Eriksen's fault. Like, he let his man go, so he can't be blamed for that. The Rice one, the defenders let him go, so that's not his fault. So yeah, C plus. I would say.
Make sure everybody else gets involved. Get your ratings in the chat. I'll read a couple of them out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're gutted about that loss,
Yes,
and
please.
like the video for us. Please, we appreciate the support. Wan-Bissaka, I'll put a C to balance it out because Dan said C minus. You said C plus. I'll put a C. Wan-Bissaka, what would you give it? I thought it was fantastic against Martinelli.
I think he really played well especially against Martinelli, who was like one of the top
Electric.
three wingers in the Premier League at the moment. I think I'll give him C plus.
Okay, Sam.
I think I'd go with a B minus. I thought he was excellent. I thought he did really, really well. Some of his tackling was spot on. He shut down Martinelli continuously. When he did get forward, he wasn't as effective going forward as he's been previously in games. But I thought defensively he was sound. So I'd go with a B minus. I thought he was excellent.
I'd personally go with a B. So I don't know what's the average between that. B minus. Should we go with?
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Victor Lindelof again alongside Lisandro Martinez. I thought them two were fine. When you start chopping and changing, you bring on the fucking I don't know the fridge. It's slightly different, isn't it? So what would you give Victor Lindelof? And again, I appreciate. I know we've conceded 3 goals before people start mentioning it. I understand.
That's why I'm unable to like.
Yeah, it's hard.
B. So for Lindelof, I think his passing percentage was good. So I think I'll give him C.
Yeah. Sam.
Yeah, I go with a C. I think it was a stupid decision that yellow card that he had that tackle. I don't think that was the right decision at all. Like, I don't know what he was doing, and that sort of affected the game because then we had to take him off towards the end to not make sure he didn't get red, which meant bringing on Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire, and that affected the game I think a lot. So if he would have sort of stayed on his feet and not done that, we might have had a better outcomes. He might have been able to stay on. So yeah, I go with a C. I think.
Lisandro Martinez slightly better. Obviously, we know what he offers on the ball. I mean, within the first 30 seconds, he's like someone tries pressing him, and he just kind of jinks into thing and does his thing. C plus before he went off. Would you give him slightly better rating than Lindelof?
Maybe B minus.
B minus. Okay. Sam.
I go with C plus. Like, he didn't do much wrong. He was good on the ball. Did what Lisandro did. It's just gutting that I hope he's not majorly injured. I hope it's just a knock or something because fuck me. Shaw, Varane, Lisandro out. Like,
it's crazy.
What are we doing?
At least it's an international break now, though, isn't it? Like you said, at least it's that. Because if we had a tough run of fixtures now, Bayern next with all them players out, you're like, nah, fuck that. Shah Sam saying I'm fuming every time I look at the screen and see that image. Jamie McGong says, evening lads. UTFR says, Martial is the next Phil Jones. Andy Williams says, I'm fuming. People are accepting that once again. It's the same old capitulation in big games. That's definitely a talking point, and to be fair to you. Steve Whitaker says, just give a shit anymore. I want the Glazers out. Lou says, how shit is Johnny Evans? A pure show of desperation signing him. Feel sorry for Ten Hag because it's going to be a long season for him. And Jamie McGrogan says, Højlund really made a difference.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, we'll discuss Højlund and the rating. I need to take my mic out because Mac's going to die. Just 2 seconds.
Yep. There's an Arsenal fan in the chat, Islam Al Hussein, who's singing Declan Rice, 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 baby. He's like, you're welcome to it. Like, if there's Arsenal fans, like, bring it on, man. We deserve it. Lost the game. Like, is what it is. I can take my my lumps when we lose games. It's all good.
Yeah. Diego Dalot for me. I thought he was. We all did Lisandro, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just double check it. Yeah. Diego Dalot for me was my man of the match. Personally, I thought he was against Saka absolutely shutting down. Obviously the goal. Was it I don't know, the second goal or third goal where it was Jesus, wasn't it, where he dived in to slide to block it and then he dipped in and then scored. Apart from that, Dalot was absolutely solid for me, so I'd give him a B plus. I thought it was fantastic.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I agree with that.
Right, Sam.
I just wanted to say, like, everybody was worried about Dalot against Saka on that like left-hand side, and I thought he did. I think more praise needs to be put on him for how good he did against Saka when he's not out of position. So.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really good today. And then I'm thinking, imagine if Reguilon would have been in that game. He fucking got tore a new one. So I'm happy Dalot played. Casemiro, much better today. Not as aggressive on the front foot, leaving spaces in behind. Didn't look as rusty. Maybe do you think he starts to pick that pace up now, Dan?
I think he's feeling comfortable playing alongside Eriksen. So that is making a difference in him. That give him a support on I think. With Amrabat coming in, I think his performance will even elevate more. So for today's performance, somewhere around C plus.
Yeah, Sam?
I'd go with a C plus. I think he lost the ball a couple of times. I still think he's getting up to speed. I don't think he's quite there yet, but much better than he had been in previous games where I thought he was shocking. So yeah, C plus.
Yeah, Christian Eriksen alongside him. They spoke about the good, bad, and ugly. Obviously, he does really well for the first goal for Marcus Rashford. The assist, the weight of the pass is perfect. Just conducting in certain areas was really good. But then you see the Ødegaard goal, and you're like, that's why Christian Eriksen sometimes can be a bit of a frailty in the team. So, what do you give Eriksen, Dan?
I think for most part of the game he was looking really good, but then at the end we've seen like sometimes he like drains out. It seems like he's out of gas.
Yeah.
So I think maybe if you split it into two parts, maybe B minus and C minus. But then I think for a average,
C
we can
plus.
give
Do you want a C plus for Christian? C for Christian? Yeah.
yeah.
Sam?
Yeah, it's somewhere between C plus and B minus, isn't it? It's anywhere next. He got the assist for the goal. I thought he played some good forward play, but going backwards, like you said, he's a bit of a liability. So it is what it is. I think in future games where we play like an Arsenal, we play a Liverpool or someone like that, I think Amrabat comes in instead. I think Eriksen then, like when we play Burnley, for example, when we come back for the international break, Eriksen will play in that game. But I think in against big teams, I think you need Amrabat in there just to break up that midfield a little bit.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. Jamie Grog says, I did ask if we thought Dalot would do a job on Saka yesterday, if you remember. I do remember, I think a couple of us were worried, and I think Shreyas was saying if think he'll deal with him. Lou saying we're playing with two at the back when Maguire and Evans come on. Jamie Groggan says, Eriksen looked leggy to me. Shahsan says, I'd play Casemiro centre-back next game. Evans and Maguire, what a shocker. People are not happy with them at all, and understandable. Bruno Fernandes, I will give him a C minus.
I'd give him a D.
A D. Wow.
I thought he was bad. Like, can you name anything from that game of note that he did? I can't.
Not that was spectacular. I saw certain things. I was like, oh, that's okay. I scored, a couple of passes and stuff.
Like,
I just he's Bruno. That's what Bruno Fernandes.
Do you know what annoys me is when he gets tackled or he gets fouled and he stays on the ground for like 20 minutes. It's like, get the fuck up. Like, complain on get on your feet and complain. Don't fucking sit on the ground. Like, get up and carry on with the fact that.
Do you remember? Sorry, do you remember the analogy I used when you're in a room with someone and they're just in a bad mood constantly, or they've let's say they farted in a room and they're stinking real, like everyone else is gonna get fucking pissed off by it, and when you're the captain, when you're setting the tone and you're just moaning all the time, everyone else is looking up to that guy and being like, well, he's moaning, so I'm gonna do this, and like, I don't know, he's not sitting right with me at the minute, Bruno Fernandes. I'm a bit worried about him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. C minus.
I go with D plus, but you guys decide.
Jan, what did you say about Bruno?
Yeah, I think if you consider the Bruno's playing style, at one side I can say like he has to try some things just to make things work out. But at the same time, from the captaincy side of it, I've never liked Bruno to be captain, to be honest, because of his attitude in these kind of situations where we have seen today, where he go down onto the ground very early, and in the soft tackles he is on the ground always and just moaning about it. So that just contradicts his captaincy. Whenever like it's like when we are winning, he is a great captain, but when we are losing, that character is not replicated at that time. So plus that when he is on this mood, it affects his game style as well. So I'll maybe for today I'll give him C minus.
Just to before you move on, I thought there was interesting stats from Wan-Bissaka. 80% pass accuracy, 72 touches, 9 clearances, 6 out of 7 ground duels won, 5 out of 6 tackles won, 2 out of 2 long balls, 2 out of 2 aerial duels won. Right.
Yeah. Him and Dalot, best players on the pitch.
Yeah.
100%. Anthony, let's try to get through these ones quickly because there's not much to think. He was good defensively, but then wasn't amazing offensively. Did a few annoying things that Anthony usually does. Do we give him a steady rating for that, Dan?
I mean, defense-wise, he looked very sharp. I mean, he was a real help for Bissaka as well. But then again, we want a right winger to like contribute in the attack-wise to run past the defense. But I don't think we have seen enough from Anthony on that attacking side of it. Again, C minus.
Okay. Sam?
I'd go with a C plus. I thought his defensive work was solid. I thought he did really, really well, which is something Sancho doesn't offer. Going forward, yeah, I keep wanting more from Anthony. That's the one thing I keep wanting more. But defensively, really solid. So I'll go with a C plus.
Yeah, Martial, I've literally put not applicable. I'm not even giving him a rating.
Is it you unclassified where they can't even mark it? Yeah.
Yeah, use NA, like just jogging around the pitch basically. I didn't see anything from him at all. No. And if Jimmy's in the chat and he's going to try to defend it and say, you know, everybody else did this, I don't give a shit. He was just jogging about the pitch, didn't do nothing.
No.
So I don't even want to have that conversation. Last one, Marcus Rashford obviously got the goal, but then Rashford kind of. It was so many times. There was one actual thing I've just remembered now where
the Højlund. It's the Højlund one.
Yeah. Could have squared it for Højlund, and that tunnel vision that Chivy speaks about all the time, where he's just got his blinkers on, can't see anything around him, brings it back, and then ruins the chance.
I screamed.
So apart from his goal,
I
didn't even think he was that good.
I screamed at the TV when he did that.
I did.
He literally got up, and I was like, squared it, and he stopped, and then the ball almost got lost underneath his feet, and then you just saw 3 Arsenal defenders just, and then that was it. Chance was gone. I was like,
so frustrating, man. Dan?
Yeah, C minus.
Yeah.
Maybe for his goal. Otherwise, I would have given somewhere around D plus. But for the goal, C minus.
Sam?
Yeah, I agree. The goal, fantastic, well taken, great pass from Eriksen. But apart from that, again, frustrating at times. I've just seen a video as well. Lindelof limping through the mix zone. Sorry,
wow.
I've just seen the video now. That is disconcerting to say the least. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Maguire and Evans for the next game.
Against Brighton. Against Brighton. We're getting taught. Evan Ferguson's gonna have a field day, man. Wow. Fucking hell.
I'll leave the last comment out. Lewis saying Ten Hag said Martial put in a good performance. He must have had post-match Dutch smoke after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave it on that, lads. Look, like we said at the start, football's a cruel game, man. It can throw all sorts at you. I don't think we deserved to lose that game, but ultimately we lost again away from home. The record continues and beckons, so it is
still
what it
no
is.
win. Still no win.
No. Yeah. We dust off international break now, so we get to watch shitty England, which is always great, isn't it?
I'm so glad I'm going on holiday. I'm so glad I'm going on holiday, so I don't have to watch it. I don't have to watch England.
Right. Thank you for coming on, lads. Thank you for everyone for watching and interacting. Please do leave a like on the video for us if you can. I know it's a shit result, but yeah, we get through it together and we speak about it together. So, the ratings will be out in the morning. The members video has been done for you guys in the members, so that'll be out soon as well. So, yeah, I don't know what else. My voice is going now. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then, yeah, cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Peace out, everybody.
Yes.